but we don't have many.
No, we don't. That's kind of why I thought of this would be a good one. And
I don't even look for them.
It's a fancy job.
It is.
So welcome back to Let's Cash More Mash. My name's Tom.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're cracking open whatever this is called Swear Jar. I didn't want to say bottle. It looks like
it is. Well, you can tell the whole story on White.
We're gonna have to. We didn't even pause, but that's all right. So I broke it in there somewhere, and we ran the cracking, and we'll see what happens. But we're a little befuddled on this one because
Look at the old funkin' wagon coming out.
This was a Total Wine and More thing, right? Was this your wife's choice too?
Yes.
Okay. So this one, it's a unique bottle. I've never seen it anywhere on any other place. What was that? What was it? Pay up, potty mouth.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. No, all my money in the world would be in this jar if that was the case. So anyways, nothing but conflict when we were looking up on stuff like this. Some say it was 3 years old. Some said it was 6 years old. I can tell you it's either 3 or 6 years old because that's what they all said. It's 80 proof. It was $21.99. It's supposedly made in Quebec, Canada. It just claimed.
I don't think it says that on it.
Well, I just again take all of this information with a grain of salt because depending on which site I went on, it's supposedly
it is bottled in Canada.
It's supposedly won the gold in the San Francisco 2021 Spirits Cup. But the first review I read, someone said this is the worst whiskey we've had to date. So again, nothing but conflict on it. So let's give it a try because
we'll see.
I don't even know if this is a cork. Is this gonna spin?
I'm assuming it's a spinner. Never heard one fizz.
Did you ever hear one fizz before?
Sounds like we opened up soda.
I don't know if this, I think it
sounds a cork.
It's a cork. It's so full.
It's a big bastard.
That is a. Watch out! It's coming out. There's nothing I can do with that one. That one. Jeez. Wow.
Now that's a cork.
That's a cork. All right, let's see how messy it is. So this is supposedly, it's a Canadian whiskey.
Yeah.
I didn't bring my spectacles to I actually wrote on it, just try to read something off the jar, but Mike looked at it and said there was nothing, so.
If you swear, you gotta put, once you finish it,
Well, it's a neat little jar. This would be something that, remember the lobster fund that Dad used to have when he used to stick the, change in? Well, back when I actually carried money, I used to purposely pay
get change
and make change, and then I would just fill up a jar and use it for whatever purposes that I wanted it.
But it really doesn't have a bad nose.
Well, and it's funny because typically, a lot of the Canadian that we have, I just kind of
Yeah.
It's kind of they really don't have. That's a nice little oily thing. Ooh. Sweet.
It is
right up my nose.
Sweet.
This is what it usually when I start thinking of the Canadian.
This could be a confusing
to
one.
Me, with the Canadian, it gives me that smell like a vanilla ice, like an icing. You know what I mean? Like a sweet vanilla icing. That's what I usually think of, like the one I hate, on the cakes. That's like
too sweet.
Yeah. Let's give it a try. Super easy drinker though.
Oh, it is.
That's one thing I can say.
There's a different flavor though.
All the Canadians that I have, it's usually like that though. It's like super easy drinking. What is your different?
It would just have that, I don't know, a little bit different aftertaste.
I don't hate it. I don't know. I would lean more towards the 2021 Spirits Gold winner on as a Canadian as opposed to the worst whiskey they had to date. It doesn't look crooked to you, or is it just in my head?
It does look crooked, but
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
But yeah, I don't. There's nothing offensive about it at all. It's not like
I would take this over your tin cans that you have.
100%.
It's
I mean, it's definitely not
easy.
complex, but that's
No.
kind of what
It's gonna throw us in a blind.
What are you going to think? It's Irish?
He could lean
That-
towards
that's
that.
what I was
And
thinking. I would take this as-
it's mild, so I
would
know
take
we
this-
know it's gonna go into the 80 proof kind of category, but
To me, it would bring me towards like
maybe you get a little bit of
the Gilberts or the Nestvilles or the bourbon that was just not, or the Hayes Parker. That's what's going to confuse me.
and even get maybe a little.
Where I would say bourbon, just because it's one of them really bad bourbons we used to have. You know what I mean? Not that if you're doing it blind.
I would probably stick with a whiskey if I was to guess, but it has like almost like a peppery. I don't know.
I said that on my last sip. I really swished it, and it sat on my tongue, and it was almost like a rye spice. And I said the same exact thing, and I'm like, maybe it's because it's the first sip that I've had today, where I thought that. Let me really.
I don't really get the nose of that. But
No. You don't really get a nose of anything. Like it's just a sweetness to me. It's not a pretty nose by any means. You're not getting like a caramel. It's not leaning even a caramel.
No, it's more like a weak vanilla.
A weak. That's what I'm saying.
You got to put your nose in there.
It's
for that.
not like a.
No.
You're not getting. That's why I said
We would first say this is not top shelf.
no. And honestly, like when you go back to, I think I drank them all, but when you go back to like the Nestville or the Hayes
forgot about
Parker
that. Yeah, you keep
or
saying
the Gilberts, it really didn't have anything.
For the money though, if you were just starting,
No,
I think this would be it's not a bad flavor.
Or-
It's an easy drinker.
like my friend's father was like like Jameson.
And it looks cool.
Because Jameson to him, you could just drink it. Where when he was trying the bourbons, there was too much because he was getting all the flavors and stuff. This is one of them basic. You can just drink
no
it.
real hang time.
Pour a little bit, drink it.
I mean, because if you added, if you sat with ice for you and I, it wouldn't go. But if you're just starting, I would say this isn't a bad price. It's not.
No.
It's not bad.
It's the marketing part is great. I like the swear jar thing, although I would not ever like one in my house because I have a potty mouth, as Ryan used to say. But we.
Emily better not put this in her house.
Well, I mean,
You'll be in trouble.
I'm the same way. I got to keep it.
Although this could be your secret syrup jar.
Well, there you go. Yeah, until the kids start throwing coins in it, because you're saying bad words all the time. But
I just told her to go back and look at one of them with the Ellington salt and caramel. I told.
Oh, for syrup?
Yeah.
Oh no, this one is.
No,
I
but
threw it
if
back
you
up
put
there.
that back in there,
This is
she could put it just on the top shelf, and kids don't use this syrup.
Right.
No, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's not like I was expecting the worst because literally
you read
the
that-
first
that part,
review
but-
was this is the worst whiskey we had to date. Like I don't know what they were even thinking.
Well, I
was
mean,
like,
I guess
my
if they're
God.
comparing it to a whiskey, then it's not
Yeah.
compete with that. But you got to compete it to a Canadian whiskey,
Well,
and
that's
it's
what I'm
kind of
saying. It's kind of right in that ballpark.
It is,
I mean,
actually.
I have not had a lot of Canadian whiskeys, and a lot of the ones that I did have are on the cheaper end. You know what I mean? But that's
What did we have? Oh, Lord Cow.
we had
No,
Lord Cow.
I don't think we even have any. Do we have any?
But that's what that reminds me of. Actually,
It's not.
it kind of reminds me.
This might be even sweeter though.
You still have it. Nah, that one wasn't bad.
Well, actually, it's pretty sweet smell like that.
Yeah, it gives you that vanilla. Well, you want to compare it?
Not really.
No, so it does. It gives you that like
I'd rather
that vanilla.
start something else.
Right. It gives you like
Yeah,
that
that one
vanilla
really was sweet.
frosting thing.
Yeah, that did.
This one had a little more flavor that I remember. The Ellington Reserve is the other Canadian that we had, but overall, $21.
That was more flavorful.
This one I believe was, yeah. Well, it's not too much of that one. This is $19, so if you want
This one wins
if
in
you
the
wanted
jar.
to
This
compare.
one wins in the jar. What, and ditch it? Whatever.
No, you don't have to. We can. He wants to go on to a better one. I can see it in his eyes.
If you got to finish it, we'll
But,
finish it.
well, no, someone's gonna eventually. So
Yeah.
if you want to compare it, all right. This was one of the things too. This was one of the things because
we need to empty that so we can do the new trick.
I secretly, I secretly been killing these on my own, and some people like to do the like oh this is what we killed this week, or you know what I mean. I don't know how to phrase it properly. You want the rest?
It's a sweeter nose, as I remembered.
Yeah. So you know that if you want to see like
this isn't in a blind,
all
right?
the bottles. Oh yeah, actually this would this was in the blind. If you want to see all the bottles, we can always go in the beginning of a thing and say, oh, this is what's gone so far, but I would have to just collect them that way. No, definitely. Right off the bat.
We don't need to do that.
No, well, some people do it, so I don't know if people actually like to watch that.
I can tell you 2 people that don't want to watch that.
No. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. It's better for me just to sneak them into the trash can.
There you
Got
go.
that. Yeah, but it doesn't mean you're doing it. It's probably just me doing it. All right, so if you're going nose to nose, Ellington.
She's got to read through the blind.
Yeah, Ellington definitely has a better nose.
And I guarantee it's a sweeter flavor.
Yeah.
So with that, if you are just starting, and price wise,
that's delicious too.
It's,
I mean, if you're going to compare them,
no,
like this one has more flavor to it.
This one,
sure.
marketing wise,
that it wins.
A plus
Yep.
to me, and
Yep.
and it's got a good flavor. That one, way better flavor, and just as easy to drink.
In fact, what you want to do is you want to buy both of these, right? Drink this one, pour this one in there afterwards. It's a cheap replacement. It's like, when you buy the, you know what I mean? And nobody will ever know.
No.
They are pretty
close.
similar. They are pretty similar, but I think
nose
this
is
one
better,
has a
yeah.
more complex nose and taste. It has a... You do get that vanilla frosting, but there's a secondary flavor that comes with it too. And actually, it might even be a better mouthfeel
It's still
altogether.
pretty. It does. That one sticks around.
It sticks around a little longer. Where this one's more watered down, like it's in and out. Boom. I don't like to
for
say
that
water,
little
but
peppery type.
yeah, I don't get. But this one almost has it too, though.
does,
When I just did it, it had a little bit of that. They don't usually give the mash bills on a lot of the Canadian ones. Like it doesn't like break it down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So they might have a decent amount of rye
with the both of
spice
them,
in it.
There's nothing on the bottles either.
No.
Sometimes seems to make a better creation.
This is the third day in a row that I can't seem to put my head up. But overall, not a bad one. Not a bad price, $21.99. To get a jar, if you want something unique sitting on the shelf, and you want a Canadian, it's not a bad version or anything. I kind of dig the jar.
I do too.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be one of the few that I'm not going to want to throw away because it's kind of
Because we may do that.
It's kind of neat, right? We might have to put something better in it.
Mm-hmm.
But overall,
relabel it.
well, no, I actually, it's a fun little concept, with the swear jar and stuff.
I get it.
I would owe so much money if I had to do it, but I tend to swear and not even realize I'm doing it.
Oh, I get told.
You and me both, but when Ryan was young,
you have to swear?
Constantly. Ryan was like, "Keep it Disney, keep it Disney, keep it Disney." Okay.
You must have had a lot of lobsters.
That's what I mean. If I was going to be putting money in a jar, I'd be broke, and whoever gets the jar money would be like hitting.
Yeah, he wouldn't even have to use quarters. He'd be start off with all of those.
I would just here's 100, and just I'll just let me know when I owe
Good for
more.
the month.
Yeah, let me know when I owe more. So, all right. Overall, this wasn't a review, but this actually wasn't bad either for the price. This was this was also a total wine.
It was
When you got that.
It was.
So, and this
And I think
salted caramel is like a maple syrup, absolutely
that
delicious.
won awards too, I believe.
And the only thing with that one, I think it's almost too sweet. You literally need pancakes with it, though. That is like a really good one. But all right, we'll end this one as it is. Swear jar.
Subscribe.
Tastes so good. We dare you not to swear. I was expecting horrible because that's what the reviews were. So give it a try. It's not anything that's going to light your socks off. But for Canadian whiskey, it's not bad. No. It's not bad.
We'll have to search too and see. We don't really have anything high end in Canadian.
Do they have high end Canadian?
I don't know. I don't
To
know.
be honest,
I go buy it.
Leave a comment down below because you know what? I talked to someone before that absolutely loved Lord Calvert, and these are the ones I always thought of when you think of Canadian, because they always had the cheap plastic handle. So when I was in the store that was expensive, I'd always go to that section, and I could always find a cheap plastic handle when I was just drinking a drink. You know what I mean? Like, you figure out the flavor, throw it on ice, and guzzle it down. So, but I don't know if there is any. Leave a suggestion if you do know. There's got to be something
I'll have to pay attention.
higher end.
We've been on a mission to find totally different bourbons that we may not see again. So
yeah,
I've totally been bypassing the old Canadian and Irish.
But
and Scotch. I like stop right into whiskey and bourbon.
I've been looking for like because we're stepping up a notch just to see. So but we're still gonna fall back and find stuff like this because this was unique and it'll be good. You know what I mean? It's not one that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick it out in the blind, but there you go. So
they're pretty close.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, when you're drinking blind too, it's confusing because I almost want to say Irish too, like because
I do get that flavor like later.
But am I going to remember that when I'm doing it, a month down the road?
We'll
and
see.
I already killed
when
the
you're
jar.
talking shit.
And we already killed the jar, and we don't know, remember
This
it.
one we'll probably keep around for.
No.
Well, I mean,
no,
even if it's empty, we'll probably just
right.
something different.
Right.
But.
So, all right. Well, there you go. There it is. Swear jar. Get it if you want. Leave a comment down below if you've had it. If you think, But honestly, it's not a bad Canadian to me. So.
No.
There it is. Thank you for watching. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.
Cheers. I wouldn't get it again only because it's too easy. Me.
Right.